Hello everyone. Let me just make sure so I can see the... Hello everyone. There we go. So today, hi Wendy, how are you doing? Today we're going to be discussing how to connect powerfully to your heart space. And I get asked this quite a lot from my clients, but I don't know how to do it, to get out to the mind and into the heart space so that we can really come from the heart, and the heart space is really your true home. It's the where your essence is. I believe that the heart is our brain as opposed to the brain. I think the heart starts, but that's just my opinion. But and often people will ask me, what is the heart space? Well, it's the space inside of you that feels alive and connected when you're happy and content with what life has to offer. It's a place where nothing else matters except for this moment right now. And when you feel this way, it feels like our whole world is perfect just the way it is, including all our imperfections. And it's really, some people can find it quite hard to connect with this space. But once you do, everything changes. You find peace within yourselves and all your worries disappear from your minds. And I know this because I've done it so many times when I've been on a rampage, and it's kind of, our brain is like, it's just on overdrive, and we go into that anxiety or anger or frustration or worrisome and what have you. However, if you stop exactly what you're doing and then just go right and take your awareness into your heart space, what you were worrying about and feeling anxious about or getting angry about, it dissipates. It really goes. It really does. And you just feel lighter, you feel better about yourself. And even if there are things happening outside of us that don't make sense or that seem unfair or wrong somehow, they still don't matter anymore, because we know deep down in our hearts, everything will really turn into that lightness, that joy, that happiness, And remember, your heart space is your home. Even if you feel like you're not really in your body, because some of my clients will say, but I've forgotten how to feel, because they're so disconnected. And some people just say, but I just want to belong. But you do belong, but they just don't have any idea where to find that true home within the heart. Hi Liz, how are you doing, darling? And you might be feeling the call of the heart space. The heart space is where we all come from. It's our original point. And when we're living out of our hearts, life feels complete and rich and whole, and we're full of gratitude, and we just feel a sense of peace and calmness, and everything else just falls into place. We know who we are about others and what their needs are, and we know ourselves, and what matters becomes clear. All those things that we have in our mind that we think matters when it really doesn't. And those fears about mistakes, it just all dissolves, if they're coming from somewhere other than from your heart space. And if you're in a period in your life and you're maybe running through anxiety or anger or worry or fear even, you're in your head. You need to get back into that heart space and feel the true essence of yourself. Because if you're sometimes caught in that hustle and bustle of daily life, that sometimes we forget what it feels like to be in that heart space, our true home, But there is a place where you can always return to, no matter what else is going on around you. And that is, and every single person has it, is your heart space, So how do you connect to your heart space? Remember, the heart's a powerful organ. It's the center of your joy, your love, and your compassion. But for many people, it can also be the source of immense pain and confusion, And it's really essential to tune into your own heart space, to connect with who you are and the individual that you truly are as well. So because when you feel like someone else controls our thoughts, because sometimes we can have that, we feel that we don't know what our thoughts are anymore, or even our emotions, especially if you're with someone that's quite domineering or quite powerful, we can sometimes lose ourselves in unhealthy ways, especially if you're with a narcissist or what have you. You may have experienced this feeling when we felt controlled by your relationships, your spouse, your parents, even your children at some point in time in your life. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Remember that. And it's really easy to get bogged down with day-to-day tasks of life and lose touch with our heart and our spirituality. But we don't have to worry, because there is a way back. All it takes a little intentionality to connect with the space inside ourselves where we feel connected and whole again, right in the center of our being. So what I would suggest to do is just take a moment, just so you can feel it. I always tend to put my hands over my heart space. And remember, your heart space isn't your actual heart, where your heart is. It's actually kind of the middle of your chest, down where your breastbone is, So take a minute, because you have a heart space and you have a higher heart space as well, which is an energy center. And take that awareness, your awareness, so drop your mind into your heart area and just take nice big deep breaths into this powerful connection, and just breathing in and out, especially if you're under any stress or anxiety, or any of those frustrated emotions and what have you. Just take that time to just breathe and drop into your heart and feel that sense of being and expand that feeling. Usually what I tell people to do is think of something that they love. Think of someone that they love. Think of being in a place where they feel really happy, the sense of joy and feeling of real abundance of joy and happiness, and peace. And really feel that happy memory. And what you'll feel is you'll feel your heart becoming lighter. And some people will say, but I haven't got a happy memory. And this has happened with quite a few clients I've had. So what I've said to them is, pretend. What would it feel like to you if you wanted that happy memory? What would it feel like to you? And just drop into it, feel it. Breathe into it. And expand that love, expand that feeling within the area of your heart. And then expand that energy, that love that's in there, that happiness, that joy, and expand it out into all of your energy. So going right the way down to your feet and all the way up to the top of your head, down to the tips of your fingers. Just allow yourself to expand it all over. And just breathe. Just breathe. Because you've got this. You have no idea what you're capable of until you try it. Just expand and be aware in the present moment. And just be. Be in the now. Yeah. Just be. And just breathe. And feel that expansion. And you can even go one step further. You can even expand, get the word out, you can expand that love to your family, your friends, your loved ones. Because in the moment, the present moment, and if you're just being present, you'll feel just a deep sense of love in this energy. Just feel. And breathe. And a lot of people also ask me, where does your heart space fit into your inner being? You know, there's many ways to measure your inner being. I call it the inner guru. But the most important part of measuring is knowing where you want to go, have set the intention. Because you can have all the tools in the world and still not get anywhere if you don't know what your destination is. And there are three parts that make up that inner guru, that inner being. You know, you've got your heart space, your spirit, and your soul. You know, your heart space is defined as how much love we feel for ourselves and others. And it's also an indicator of self-care or lack thereof, because a lot of people that I see as clients, they don't have a lot of self-love, you know. And spirit is a higher form of energy that connects us with things more significant than ourselves. And the soul, because I get asked this many times, what's the difference between the spirit and the soul? The soul encompasses everything else about us, who we were before we came into this life, who we'll be when we leave this one behind. So I suggest to you to practice that self-love. And why do we work so hard to make others feel better about themselves, but never afford ourselves the same time, giving ourselves that love and effort? I asked a client today, who I've seen today, you know, would you speak to your friends, you know, how you speak to yourself? And everybody asks that, always says, I wouldn't dream of it. So start looking at yourself as a friend, whether it be that friend who's going through a rough patch, or even your significant other. You know, we all tend to put our own needs on the back burner to take care of someone else before we'll take care of ourselves. And it's a common misconception that we're all here on earth to make everyone else feel better solely. And there's no denying that there's a benefit of helping others and being there for them when they need you. But what about when we need someone? What about giving ourselves permission to take care of our own needs too? And it's a well-known fact that external gratitude really has that many benefits. It can make us feel loved and appreciated and accepted. But what about that internal gratitude? You know, I believe it's really important to show appreciation for yourself as much as you do for others. Make a promise to yourself that all that love you're shining on other people, give it to yourself first. And see how the world is a beautiful place to live in. It offers us many opportunities and things that we can have if we work hard enough for them. Because it doesn't come in a plate. You know, you've got to take action. But how do you know when it's time to stop? How do you know when it's time to say thank you instead of continuing with the rat race? You know, and the busyness and what have you. And this, I need to listen to this also, you know. Because often living our lives, the deep sense of gratitude, and understand that every experience in life, there is really something to be grateful for. And I've seen so many people who live with an extreme level of gratitude, and I can tell you that it's really changed my life. You know, I'm living every day with this mindset, which will change your perspective on everything. It will even take away your judgment. Because let's be honest, most people have judgment. You know, it'll allow you to get out of that brain space and that mind going on hamster wheel, you know, and for us to get into that heart space. It'll also change how you interact with others, because being positive impacts how they see you too. You'll find yourself looking at situations differently, seeing them as opportunities instead of threats or challenges. And remember that gratitude isn't just a cliche. A lot of people think that, here's that gratitude, that word again. There's a reason for it, The thing is, we've forgotten what the word gratitude really means. It's being grateful for every single circumstance in life. And the ways to practice that gratitude daily can be just little things, like writing thank you notes, keeping a gratitude journal, being more significant, like donating your time or volunteering, donating money to a charity. And if you want an attitude adjustment, take the time today and every day to be grateful for everything in your life and connect to that heart space. Just pause and breathe in that gratitude, because gratitude is a powerful tool. It can change your mood. It can lift you from depression and give you a sense of well-being. But how do we cultivate an attitude of gratitude, especially within the heart space? And I've found that the most effective way to develop that attitude is through mindfulness meditation. Because when our mind wanders outside of the present moment into things about past regrets or future worries, it becomes much harder to find true happiness in life. And mindfulness meditation teaches us to be mindful of what we think or what we feel physically in each moment, helps us stay connected with ourselves, so that when something does go wrong, and it sometimes does, we're human, of course things go wrong, we can respond rather than react due to our anger or fear. And the hustle in of our daily lives can really lead us to forget the simple joys in life. We often get so caught up in our ambitions and we fail to take a moment and enjoy what's around us. But when you pause for just a few minutes each day and take time to be grateful for when you have, your outlook of life, it really does change dramatically. And the external gratitude, is pervasive. Yeah, it's often overlooked as a spiritual practice, but it has the power to change your life. It's good to be grateful for what we have. And if you're grateful, for what you have, your relationships change. It really does. And abundance starts coming to you. And I don't just mean abundance of money. I mean abundance in love, abundance in experiences. But it's even more powerful to express gratitude outwardly and share our blessings with others, So this next week or the weekend, try a new way of expressing gratitude by counting those external blessings as well as those internal ones. Because we all know the benefits of gratitude, and they're really endless. Gratitude's a way to stay grateful during every moment, no matter what's going on. It brings meaning and purpose in our lives when we focus on what we have instead of what we don't have. Because sometimes, though, people will say, but I can't connect to my heart. It's as if it's been hidden behind a smoke screen. And so when this feels like you're going through a tough time and it's easy to feel overwhelmed and out of control, you may feel like the world is crashing in on you, and there's no hope for the future. You just can't find a way out. And I've been there. I've been in those positions when and someone will say, you think of gratitude. Gratitude, what the you just don't see gratitude because you're just so in that overwhelm and being out of control, and your thoughts just are going massively on overdrive. And it can be hard when life seems bleak, but really don't give up. Try these simple tips to bring some light back into your day, and it really does work. Go outside for a walk. Be in nature, be by the sea or in by trees, because that really does give you a sense of gratitude. I know, because when I was on my walk today, Usually I'm always working in my office, regardless of what kind of day it is. But today, after I went for my early walk, I thought, oh, do you know what? It's such a beautiful day. I'm going to actually sit in the garden and work. And my God, my mood is like night and day. It's beautiful. I just feel so much gratitude. Another one is turn on music, dance, your favorite music. What's your favorite music? That makes you feel happy. Dance around your house, out in your garden, bare feet, on the grass, grounding yourself. Spend time with friends and family. I know that's been quite hard now, and people are really feeling that, especially with this pandemic going on. But really, most of us it's like letting out the cage. We can't spend that time with our friends and family, even if it's just on, Zoom or Messenger or what have you, whatever way you do. Another way is read a really good book, a book that really gets your mind shifted. I love reading. I'm always reading like tons of books. I'm always getting books delivered, and I've always been one of those people that reads a lot. It doesn't even have to be a book. It could be a magazine or a newspaper in your favourite spot. Just those behaviours that allow those things to have those mind shifts. And take care of yourself. By eating healthy foods or getting enough sleep, because sleep, especially if we're going through a big turmoil in our life and we don't get that sleep, it can really have a knock-on effect. So, and usually what I say to my clients, if their sleeping is really quite erratic, is I'll tell them to have a really hot bath before they go to bed in salts and in lavender oils to relax the energy system down. Also to take off all digital things, read a book or what have you, or listening to relaxing music before they go to bed, and usually they'll have a nicer sleep. Or even cleanse your energy, to do the energy so that you're really connecting with your own energy, that abundant energy there, and just cleanse yourself, that something as easy as that. And smile. And if you sit like that, even though you don't feel like smiling, if you do that for a minute, you will actually start to smile. And if there's people around you, they'll start to smile also. And remember, you're so worth the journey. I've been on a journey of self-discovery, if I can get it out right with my teeth, for the past few years. And I've found that it's not an easy or linear process, but it is worth every ounce of effort. And I'm always looking for new things and new ways to help my clients, and when we're ready to take our spiritual life seriously, commit to living with intention, even if it's just one day at a time or 1 hour at a time or 10 minutes at a time, there's no better feeling than finally feeling like you're getting somewhere. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So it's time to take back your power, reclaim your heart space, because no one else has got it apart from you, and it's you that has to drop down into that heart. And we can also help make that happen by living that life of happiness and success and fulfillment and that deep inner peace, even if you don't have it just now. This is a place where we can genuinely be ourselves, regardless of what is going on around us. It's our true home. It's where the secret lies within connecting more deeply with who we are at this very moment right now. And doing this takes some exploration, not explanation, and intentionally being intent, setting that intention. And start by taking those small steps, practicing more compassion for yourself, and know what to do, or remember that gratitude, that it isn't a cliche, it's a way of life. And really go into that heart space, and drop down to it, and just breathe. It's all you need to do. Breathe and connect to a happy feeling, and that happy feeling, that joyful feeling, that peaceful, calm feeling, because there will have been one time in your life that you felt that, probably more than one, be quite a few. You know, and let the memories come over you, the good times, and don't feel guilty about being happy. Don't feel guilty about loving yourself, because that's what we're here to do, you know, really love ourselves. So thank you for listening, guys. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. And next week, what I'm going to actually do next week is I'm going to speak about, because I've had a horrendous 7 or 8 years, and I've been really looking at things quite a bit here, scientific things and what have you, is I'm going to actually discuss menopause and empaths, menopause, and menopause from a spiritual perspective. All next week is what I'm going to be discussing, because I know there's a lot of people that are struggling with menopause, and I've been trying out a few things, and they've actually calmed down, which is great. Because let's be honest, 51% of the population goes through the perimenopause or menopause, or whatever you want to call it. You know, we all have those. So next week, that's what I'll be talking about. I always like to keep things good, keep them fresh, keep them. And if there's anything you would like me to discuss, please let me know in the comments, and I'll certainly look at it. Have a lovely weekend, guys. Speak to you later. And if anybody's here, because I can see Sherry's here, the group call, you won't get an email, right enough, for the Spiritual Alchemist Sanctuary is on Tuesday, 1 p.m. usual. Can't believe we're going into June the 1st. Can you believe that? And if anybody would like to know about the Spiritual Alchemy membership, it's a brilliant place with lots of certified spiritual courses, abundance courses, manifestation courses, energy courses in there. I think there's about 12 courses or something in there, and there's always new ones going in as well. And if you go over to my website, varney.com members, you'll get right onto that there. Speak to you later, guys. Bye-bye. Have a lovely weekend.